motherfucker. The king is back.
What's going on, everybody? And welcome to episode number 6 of the Outside the Octagon podcast. I'm your host, Charleston Payne, alongside my co-host right here to my left, the wonderful, the great, the legend, the GOAT, Mr. Jude Starnes. Jude, it's glad to have you. I'm glad to have you by my side again to rock through another episode, brother.
Yes, glad. I'm glad to be back. Sorry for the little stumble there. Felt like Joe Biden for a second, but But hey, listen, I'm glad to be back. The numbers are looking great. I like where this is going. No plan B, only plan A. This podcast is gonna blow up. I promise you.
Plan B doesn't work enough. We're talking about the pill form here anyway, so
What, 99.5% of the time? Yeah.
there's still that 0.5 there, you know.
So plan A
Our
gotta
plan
work,
A,
man.
our plan A is 100%, baby. Outside
Yeah.
the Octagon's on the rise, like we said from the beginning. You know, we're here.
And be on
Steady
the lookout.
rise.
Got a nice giveaway coming very soon here.
And there's a reason I did it this way and not straight ahead of me, you know?
Yeah.
All jokes aside, though, you guys, I'm very excited to be able to say we got some new wall art. You know, like, drop a little comment in the YouTube comment section. Let us know what you're thinking about it. We got the Max Holloway poster up here of his 300 knockout against Gaethje. Got some reach, weight, stance, date of birth on him. Got the Nate Diaz Stockton Slugger one right up above me. And up above Jude on his side, we got Johnny Bones Jones, the GOAT, over there.
The goats are on one side. So, but no, Nate Diaz, we might have to blur him out just because he is explicit content.
He is technically explicit content.
But we're not gonna because we don't care.
We don't care. Cancel us. I dare you. I hope you try. But anyways, I think we got some good things to talk about today. I think on the last episode, we came up with a good podcast idea for this week's episode. And with that being said, I think we should go ahead and get into our list. Today, for you guys, if we have time towards the end, we'll talk about some other stuff. There's a few more things I want to cover. But to start it off, I want to go ahead and dive into this list because I'm very excited to get it out to you guys. We've got the top 10 all-time aesthetic fighters in the UFC. These are going to be the guys and ladies with the best physiques. Like, no homo, no diddy. These are the best-looking people in the UFC. You know, like, these guys are absolutely yoked. PED era, you know, USADA era is about to come to an end, too.
I think it did come to an end officially. No.
Yeah, it pretty much has at this point.
Yeah.
So, but
So let's
only
get
time will
juiced.
tell.
Let's get juiced. I mean, it's awesome.
It is awesome. But, Jude, I'll let you go ahead and lead it off with your number 10 spot.
All right, my number 10 spot. You know, it's a guy that hasn't been around for a long time now. I believe he's retired. He hasn't fought in a minute, to my knowledge. But Diago Alves, veteran, he's absolutely yoked. Really the reasons are just aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Just rip guy, so.
Absolutely yoked. My number 10 spot, though, and I think it's pretty hard to disagree with this, UFC legend. You can almost consider him to be the GOAT if it weren't for that guy up there above Jude's head. This guy would definitely be in that conversation. I got GSP. I mean, the guy was always ripped for every single fight you ever seen him go into. Absolutely yoked, jumping on the scales and then walking into the octagon, always just absolutely big swole.
And he went
GSP.
from welterweight to middleweight, so you got to see him in two different weight classes. He was swollen both of them.
Yeah, and to be able to move up and still be just yoked, man, is crazy. You know, and there's no denying that GSP was that guy. And with that being said, I'll go ahead and get into my number 9 spot. At number 9 for me, he's not the same way as he used to be. We've talked about this guy a lot. He's not the same fighter he was before he became a champion, and his physique has gotten lower, and that's why he's so low on my list. But Leon Rocky Edwards, that guy was just a tank previous to being a champion. Like, I feel like recently you haven't seen the same physique out of him.
Yeah, I mean, as a fighter as a whole, since he became a champion, it's almost like he's been lazy. He hasn't been as active as you'd like to see. You know, I hope to see a lot more out of Leon Edwards, but I'm sure we'll talk about that fight later on.
Oh, we sure will, and that's why Bilal Muhammad is going to beat Leon Edwards.
I believe the same thing. Bilal Muhammad, he's won 10 straight fights now. People saying he doesn't deserve a title shot. Maybe he's not the most exciting fighter, but he definitely deserves the title shot. And if you don't think so, I'm not going to say it, but I'm just not going to say it. I'll leave it at that.
Good call. Way to play it safe there. But Bilal Muhammad is coming for that belt. Remember the name Bilal. that guy is going to be the champion, and he's going to be the most boring champion, and he's going to give us a lot of stuff to talk about. But for whatever reason, I absolutely hate most boring fighters, but I love Bilal Muhammad because, and I can give you somewhat of a reason why. And the reason for me why is because anytime you watch Bilal in a press conference, he's never gonna be like Sean O'Malley and talk about, oh, bet you guys can't wait to see me knock this dude out. He literally gets in the he literally, before getting announced to fight Leon for the belt, he said he had a dream the night before that he 50-45'd him in a decision. This guy is dreaming about winning by a decision, bro. He has dreams about this shit. That's why I love Bilal Muhammad, because he knows he's not the greatest fighter to watch and maybe not the most fan friendly, but he admits to it. You know, like he's not like Leon Edwards, where Leon's like, oh, this next fight's gonna be so exciting, and then throws less strikes than Colby Covington somehow. Bilal Muhammad lets you know every fight, if I win, I'm going to beat you by decision.
And, you know, since we're on the topic of aesthetic fighters, I just want to throw this out there. Bilal Muhammad, I pronounced that wrong, butchered it, but Bilal, or however you say his name, whatever, okay? He reminds me, like, I feel like if he moved up to heavyweight and got fat, I feel like he'd look just like DJ Khaled.
I don't know. He would look like DJ Khaled. I don't know if you ever seen Shamil Gaziev. The UFC dude, hold up, bro. I'm gonna have to pull this pic. I'm gonna have to put this up on the camera right quick. Let me pull it up. Dude, bedtime MMA shits on this guy all the time, bro. There it is. This is Bilal Muhammad at heavyweight.
That could be him.
Dude, tell me I'm lying. Hold up. Let me get this to the camera. Let me get this.
I still feel like he's more of a DJ Khaled build.
That is heavyweight Bilal right there.
That definitely could be. That could be heavyweight.
That right there is heavyweight Bilal Muhammad. But anyways, Jude, who's your number 9 guy? I'm sorry, I was taking a little bit of the spotlight away by having to let everybody know that Leon Edwards will not still be the champion after whatever the hell date that fight's on. July 29th, I think, or something.
My number 9 guy is not a guy. It is a female. And it is because I like females. So, you know, Tracy Cortez, if you're out there, the DMs are open. Slide straight into them. But, yeah, Tracy Cortez, there's no exclamation needed. She is a beautiful young lady, you know. So, that's all I got to say there. Heart braids in the head during the fights. You know, I'd have her in the kitchen still.
Lord,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, Sean. Here's the thing, you guys.
And we're getting canceled.
Yep, that's it. That's all. Hey, the views just fucking took off, bro. they just shot.
And we wake up on CNN News now.
I swear to you, dude. I swear. But go ahead and give us your number 8 too while you're at it.
All right, my number 8. Another guy who hasn't fought in a little minute, but he was absolutely ripped at the welterweight class. He was a shorter guy, but he really filled out his frame, was Tyrone Woodley. And so I really think that he was one of the more ripped fighters.
Yeah, he was pretty ripped there for a while in his career. My number 8 guy, personally, you got this guy on your list. We'll get to him later for you. But my number 8 personally would be a guy by the name of, and you all know the name if you know anything about combat sports. His name is Mr. Brock Lesnar. And to always be weighing in like right at 260 every time and be that just shredded, bro, like that good of a physique to be like 260 pounds is crazy. And again, no Diddy.
But, bro, I'm 260. Yeah.
Bradley Martin, bro. I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
Man. But no, yeah, I definitely agree with that pick. I could agree.
Do you think Lesnar at the 8's a solid spot?
I think that's a solid spot. I think he should be hired just because, I mean, he's obviously on roids. He was in the WWE. So,
right.
I mean, yeah, big guy.
But that'll let me go. I'll go ahead and go to my number 7 guy right now. That's all right with you, Jude?
Yeah, I'm good with
At my number 7, I've got another heavyweight to follow it right up, and that's Mr. Francis Ngannou. Francis is an absolute dog, man. I know he's probably not listening, but Francis, I'm very sorry for the loss of your son. Prayers have been with you. Our prayers, you know. Jude and I both been praying for the family and everything throughout that hard time. I can't even imagine what he's going through right now. But if he's mentally as strong as his physique is, he's in good shape. Because that dude is absolutely yoked. He's ripped.
No, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. He's not on my list, but he definitely was a guy that I considered putting on the list. It's hard to not consider a lot of these heavyweight guys because they're just so big, you know. But my number 7, I'm actually going to change it from what the list actually says. I'm going to go with a guy that is somewhere on your list, and it's Joaquin Buckley. I completely forgot about him somehow, but that guy, since he moved down to welterweight, absolutely cut, shredded. He's got to be on something, man.
Dude, how did he look so good in his last fight?
Yeah,
Nobody ever was talking about his wrestling ability, and he goes out there against a Russian, bro, and just out wrestles him all night. Double leg takedown, pushing him to the fence, double leg, pushing him to the fence again, double leg. Like, it was wild, bro. It's not something you expect out of a guy like that, and to see him come out there and just look so incredible. Like, bro, he didn't even look like he cut weight.
And I went and looked it up after a fight, speaking of that, because I was not aware. Like, I thought he was a kickboxer base. I was pretty sure. So I go look it up after. Does this guy have anything? Like, does he have a resume in wrestling? And I couldn't find anything. So that I know of, he's not a wrestler. But he looked incredible on the ground.
I mean, based off the way the announcers were talking and stuff, they've never seen him wrestle like that either. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've watched every single Joaquin Buckley fight because I personally haven't. But he might be a force to be reckoned with at some point here soon. You know, that he's built for it. And after seeing him wrestle just as well as he can hit you with a spinning back kick or anything else in his arsenal for standing, the way he was able to wrestle, like, that really gets me hyped up because it's always awesome to see an MMA well-rounded fighter, in my opinion. It doesn't matter what weight class you're talking about. I love to watch somebody that's well-rounded, that maybe, like, they'll go on, like, 3-fight win streak with knockouts, then go sub decision. That could just do it. Like Liz Carmouche, the lady that we were very blessed to have on. She beat Tatiana 3 times, 3 separate ways. Submission, knockout, decision. I mean, like, that's cool. It's incredible to be that well-rounded and then fight the same person 3 times and take them out in all 3 possible ways you can go out in an MMA fight other than disqualification.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I like to watch those kind of people.
Most definitely. I'll let you go ahead with your number 6.
All right, my number 6, guy we already talked about, no exclamation needed, and then we moved to your 6, is Brock Lesnar. So, I mean, really no reason. He's just jacked.
Brock Lesnar is jacked.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already kind of mentioned him a little bit. Like I said, he was a little higher up on your list than mine. I think wherever you place him, as long as it's behind the 5 spot, I think he fits in anywhere there. Because I think there's, like, this top 5, for me at least, I think these guys are freaking... First of all, they're great fighters. Like, everybody I'm going to mention within my top 5 is an incredible fighter. Would you go as far as saying that?
For mine, personally, I'd say 4 of them are incredible fighters. The other one is a really good fighter, but is very aesthetically pleasing, you know.
Facts. I do agree. You'll understand momentarily.
I had to put her on the list for the boys. No weird stuff, but, you know, I had to put her on the list for the boys, especially after her last fight. And the cameraman, they knew what they was doing, you know.
No doubt. No doubt about that. But that brings me to my number 6 guy, none other than Kamaru Usman. Absolute legend in the fight game. Every single fight, he's always had the same physique. Always just been head to toe, just ripped out, bro. Bulked up. Every fight. Fun to watch. Sad that he's not the champion anymore in that welterweight division. Like I said, I'm tired of seeing Leon, and it's Bilal Muhammad's time. I'm very excited. Dude, I almost wanted to put Bilal in my top 10 for this aesthetic fighter thing. I'm not lying because...
Oh, my gosh, man.
No, dude, like, when he's, like, actually, like, trying, bro, that dude's kind of ripped.
I don't know about that. I mean, he's a good, solid guy, but I don't know if he's on any top 10 lists at the moment, on any of them. So.
Do you agree with the Kamaru Usman spot, though?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Kamaru Usman. I think he could be anywhere on the list. A lot of these guys, though, that's kind of how they are.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and scratch off my number 5 spot right now. Go ahead and get into my top 5 a little bit. And in my number 5 spot, I got the guy that was taken down by old Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean, for the bantamweight belt. And that is Aljamain Sterling. Old Aljo, he's a beast, man. That dude is literally a tank to only weigh 135 pounds, that he's huge for 135. Now he's at 45 now. He's a 45er now, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he moved up. I don't know if he's moving back down.
But when he was at 35, to be that just, I don't know, it just didn't look like 135 pounds to me whenever Aljo stepped out.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's a bulky guy.
Very bulky, very bulky. Go ahead, scratch off that number 5 spot for you and go to the 4 next for you.
Another guy that definitely probably is on roids or was on roids is Alistair Overeem. Guy's absolutely shredded. Another heavyweight guy. Like I said, it's easy to put these heavyweight guys on. One of the most fit fighters to ever do it.
Alistair Overeem was like freaking huge, dude.
He was big, bro.
He was always big. And it's crazy. Like I said before, like just a moment ago, those heavyweight guys that come in that are just ripped are scary. I like watching the big boy heavyweights personally.
Yeah,
I like the Derek Lewises and Shamil Gaziev.
I don't know. I like all the heavyweights are always fun to watch. They get gassed easy, but it's like they land like 3 punches and they're sliced open. Who doesn't like to watch that? You know?
Right. I mean, and dude, that's one of the divisions where people always talk about, oh, MMA, it's just 1 punch away, 1 kick away. But like with heavyweight, dude, like we've seen it with that Derek Lewis fight that we were talking about before with the flying knee he opened up with.
Yeah.
From the very beginning of that fight, he comes in, boom, fight's over.
Yeah, and anybody can win any fight. Light heavies and heavies, this is a division that the belt changes a lot. And other than this guy on the wall up here, I mean, there's really been no, and light heavyweight and heavyweight, no title holder that's defended for very long other than John Jones. And he's a guy that could be on the list too. He's pretty shredded. He's kind of moved up, gotten older. He's starting to really show his age and get a little belly on him. But, you know, he's a guy that was incredible to watch. The king of the light heavies and heavies. He was definitely probably the best big boy to ever do it. Probably the best to ever do it. But that's a conversation for another episode when we'll probably break down a GOAT list at some point here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I won't get into that too much. And then my 4th spot is another guy that has already appeared on this, Kamaru Usman. No explanation needed. Once again, Kamaru Usman shredded. So,
yeah, I mean, absolute tank. Like I've said earlier, and like Jude's getting the chance to say now, we just had him a couple places away from each other. But that's going to bring me to my number 4 guy. And at the time of this recording, we're recording on May 19th. He fought last night on May 18th at the Apex. He got his ass beat. But the guy has the physique to just look incredible doing.
Yeah, I mean,
no diddy.
Yeah,
Edson Barbosa is an absolute shredded human being, bro.
Yeah, and this isn't the best fighters list, and who fights the best is the most aesthetically pleasing list. So, you know, just because they don't win doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be on this list.
Right. Now, the guys we're talking about here are different 6-packs from the 6-packs that I would typically be talking about. Like, you know, me, not so aesthetically pleasing. You know? Hey, dad bods for the win, though, baby. I'm on Derek Lewis's side here, bro.
I'm passing. We're trying to get on the roids, man. You got to get ripped.
Hey, no we're. There's no we are trying to get on the roids.
I don't know what I'm not personally trying to get on the roids, but I don't want no dad bod. That's boring. I want to be the baddest man on the planet.
I already am, dude. What are you talking about? You don't have to be yoked to be the baddest dude on the planet. You just got to walk around with that mindset. Man. You just got to walk around with that mindset, dude.
Speaking of 6-packs and all that kind of stuff, you know, if you've noticed, the beads around Charleston's neck, his birthday was, what was it, last Monday? I don't remember if it was Monday or Sunday, but yeah, he's got the happy birthday chain on, just turned 21. He can legally gamble, legally drink and drive, or not.
No driving.
No.
Little drinking, but no driving.
No drinking and driving, yeah. You
yes, sir.
Sit in the passenger seat and hold the wheel.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get my 3 spot in. Then I'll let you get your number 3. My number 3 guy could have easily been put at 1 or 2 or 3. And I think that goes for the number 2 guy on my list and the number 1 guy on my list. They could all be intertwined any way you want to put them. And it would still make my list better than Jude's. Not really trying to I see that face, and y'all seen it too, because guess what? We got a camera.
Come on now, man.
But look, getting into the top 3 is an exciting moment. But before we were able to do that, we completely forgot about something. And if you're listening and you've listened this far, we really appreciate you. But with that being said, our Instagram's going to pop up right about there.
We did forget about that.
And whenever you see that Instagram pop up, go type that into your Instagram and follow it because we really appreciate it. And when we hit 500 subscribers and 500 followers on YouTube, we will probably be giving away a copy of the brand new Undisputed game that are coming to all systems. And we'll be making a post about that and how to enter and win. So very soon. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, like I said, follow us on our Instagram. That is going to be the spot to find out when, where, and how. So I appreciate you guys listening so far. We'll get right back into the top 3. Sorry, just had to drop a little quick self-advertisement.
I forgot about all that, man.
So my number 3 guy, I mean, you know, I know.
Specimen.
You know. Specimen is pretty much the best way to put this. Yoel Romero. The dude's what, like 40-something years old right now? And he just... it's almost indescribable, bro. Like, I can't really put it into, like, definite words. Like, there's not quite enough verbiage for me to be able to explain just how, like, absolutely crazy it is that this man is still one of the top physiques in the UFC at the point that he's at now. And he's not even really fighting anymore. Yeah, and he's still, like, if he came back right now and fought again, he would be the most yoked fighter in the UFC.
And what they say, I was listening to an episode of Joe Rogan one time, and they was talking about Yoel Romero, and he tore something in his shoulder or something, or, like, the doctors are examining him, and, like, his stuff had already started to heal. Like, it's something that you have to have surgery to fix, and then it takes 8 weeks, and they're like, this guy's an absolute specimen. We've never seen anything like it. He's already starting to heal. Like 2 days later, this requires surgery to heal from. Like, I don't know what. I honestly think that he's like a Cuban project that escaped the lab. I don't like conspiracy theory right there, but I really believe that he's lab made. There's no way he's real. There's no way.
I can't even really say I disagree.
47 years old and he looks like that, man. That's insane.
Like in the late 40s and still just being jacked. Like,
I think he came out the lab looking like that, out the womb, fresh out the womb. He was just ripped with a 6-pack of abs. I don't know.
Yeah, he had to have been born that way, bro. Who sings that song? Because baby, I was born this way. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know a song. I don't know.
Is that like Lady Gaga or some shit?
I think it is.
I think it's Lady Gaga, bro. Lady Gaga sucked, but still, I don't know why. I don't know why that just came to my head, bro. I haven't heard that song in probably like 5 or 6 years, which was probably like the last time I walked into JCPenney's, because that's that JCPenney's music right there.
Does JCPenney still even exist? It's like Sears. Like, I feel like those don't exist. I never go to them.
I don't know, man. I haven't been to a JCPenney's in so long, dude. Like, every time I go in there, like, it's like, every time I go in there, I somehow go in July, and it's like the exact week where they're doing, like, their Christmas in July. And first of all, I friggin' hate Christmas music. I'm sorry, this is not anything to do with MMA or UFC. I hate Christmas music with a passion. If you're listening to Christmas music, you can do it on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then put that shit away. That's all you're allowed to do around me. Like, no Christmas music at all. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree with like actual Christmas music, but I do like country Christmas music. I can listen to that in like July, but I'm not gonna do
July, bro.
Like, I don't know about July, crazy. But I'll start listening to like country Christmas music in like November, late October, early November, before Thanksgiving even gets here for country Christmas music.
I could probably swing that like right around the start of like rifle season, you know.
Yes, sir.
For the deer hunters out there, which I'm not really sure how MMA and deer hunting go hand in hand, but if it does, leave a comment and we'll do a friggin' deer hunting episode next time.
Yeah, I got a joke. You know, the only meat that inflation has not impacted, deer meat, is still $1.
Hey, moment of silence. Hold up. Wait.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, man.
There it is, right there.
No, just a little corny joke for the guys, man.
That was solid, man. That was quite punny, if I must say so myself.
And everybody has cut this episode off. We went from being canceled. This episode's been all over the place.
It's been all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been bouncing off the walls a little bit here. Give me your number 3 fighter, Jude, so that way we can go ahead and get into these top 2 guys before we run out of time here.
My number 3 fighter is Mackenzie Dern. I mean, all you got to do, watch her on the ground. The ground and pound is insane. Mackenzie Dern, absolute legend, absolute beast. Really good fighter, very aesthetically pleasing.
I mean, you said that pretty well, I believe. Kind of sad she's got a fiance. Unfortunately, I was at the casino, and I watched the dude get denied pretty hard. I'm not going to say any names, but I watched somebody get denied pretty hard, shut down quite well, because sit down at the roulette table. You know, there's a pretty little lady to the right. She kind of gets talking to us. We kind of get talking to her. And my buddy, he's like, yeah, man, like I'm about to try to get her number. I'm like, bro, go ahead. I was like, I got my cash out voucher. I'm ready to go home, you know. So I'm sitting there at the table, waiting on him to, you know, work up a little nerve, bro, a little liquid courage going. He finally works up the nerve, and she just looks at him. She goes, I really wish I would have started with this, but I've got a fiance, a kid, and another one on the way. And I was just like, all right, bro, we got to leave. Like, it's time to go home. And we hit the road, Jack. Take the money and run, like the Steve Miller Band said, baby. Oh, Lord. But with that being said, Jude, I'd like for you to go ahead and get to your number 2 guy.
All right, 2, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. Just a little quick hitter. We've already shared our takes on it. Obviously, Yoel Romero.
Yoel Romero, I mean, we already said it. Absolute specimen. Absolute beast of a man. Probably not even a real human. Like Jude said, quite frankly, very well could be a lab project. And I don't think I disagree with that.
No, he's got to be.
I mean, there's like, who else do you even know? Like, can you name any bodybuilders that are that yoked?
No, he could definitely be
at that age, at least.
Yeah, he could definitely be a bodybuilder. There's no doubt about it.
And probably win more money in those competitions than he did in the UFC, dude.
Probably. And your
because
number
that's
2
how
spot,
yoked he is.
Your number 2 spot definitely could be a bodybuilder as well.
My number 2 spot definitely could be a bodybuilder. And I'm about to talk to him, or I'm about to talk about him for a moment with you guys. My number 2 spot is none other. I love watching this guy fight. He's one of my favorite fighters. Unfortunately, him and one of my other favorite fighters have to meet very soon on June the 1st. The co-main event to Makhachev Poirier. That's going to be a very good card. We've kind of covered this fight a little bit. We're going to cover it a lot more whenever we get a little closer to it. Probably like drop the episode like a week before the fight. Toss up for who's going to win. We've already talked about it a little bit, but my number 2 guy for the most aesthetically pleasing fighter is none other than Paulo Costa. I mean, dude, hold up. I just got it. Like, I know there's some people out there that might be watching this episode that aren't really sure who that guy is.
And while you're pulling that up, I'll go ahead and mention my number 1. Jump ahead a little bit.
Did you do your number 2?
Yeah, I did my number 2. Yeah. But no, my number 1 is also Paulo Costa. He's on the secret juice. I want it. Whatever he's on. He's insanely built. I mean, you're finna see a picture of him. It's absolutely crazy how yoked that guy is. He beat USADA. That was his toughest fight of his career, and he won that fight. He beat USADA.
This guy did beat USADA. Look at this.
Absolutely shredded.
Right there. Absolute friggin' tank, dude. And it's unfortunate that I had to put him in my number 2. But I don't believe that there was a spot that would have been more fitting for him because my number 1 guy he absolutely deserves the 1 spot. But Jude's got Paulo at the 1. Like I said, all of my top 3 could be intertwined. You could put them wherever you'd like, and it would still look to be a perfect list, I believe. But, I mean, Paulo is just just like Yoel, he's a specimen, dude. He's a specimen. He's a beast. What do you think? I mean, do you disagree with what I'm saying? My top 3 probably could have been interchanged. I think your top 3 probably could have been interchanged too.
I think that all the top 10 fighters, like every one of the guys, there's a lot of guys that honorable mentions. You can put them in anywhere you want. Obviously, it's pretty much straight opinion. So, I mean, you could really put anybody anywhere, but I think our top 10's pretty close to what it should be.
Right. And with that being said, my number 1 guy, Jude mentioned him quite a ways earlier with like your number 7 spot, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it was my 7.
I've got Joaquin Buckley at number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about him a little bit already, but the dude's an animal. He's a beast at the welterweight division. He's absolutely tearing everybody up. He was 5-4 at middleweight. He's 5-0 at welterweight right now as it sits. The dude hasn't lost since he swapped weight classes. That's one of the best things that's ever happened to a UFC fight. I've never seen a guy go from being absolutely mid, like as mid gets, to just. Why did I do like the Donald Trump thing right there? Did you notice that?
No, I did
Like
not.
I'm kind of. Anyways, that was just crazy. I called myself doing it, but going from just being like the definition of mid to just waxing guys whenever you just change weight classes. That one simple thing that he did, and now he's just absolutely menacing this entire division. I think Joaquin Buckley might be one of the next guys up for welterweight.
He definitely could be.
I think he's got probably about. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna put an exact date on it right now, and you're gonna come back to this podcast one day because I feel like this is gonna be real. I feel like I'm gonna get this like exactly right. February 7th. No. Wait.
And he don't have that many fights. If he goes on a 4-fight win streak, he's already got like 3 or 4. He's definitely got to jump up the competition.
February 7th, 2026, Joaquin Buckley will win the welterweight belt. That's the exact date.
Okay, I mean, that's possible. For sure.
He's got like 3-4 more fights in between there. Possibly if he squeezes it in well. I think if he wins 3 or 4 more fights, he's right there at the top of the list.
What year is it? I forgot what year it is.
That might be the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
No, I believe it's 2024. I do forget what year it is.
I'm glad you believed right, brother. I'll tell you that.
But yeah. But no, yeah, that's definitely possible. We're a few months into 2024, so he's got another 2-3 fights. Yeah, he can definitely squeeze that in. He should be able to get there.
Yeah, I mean, if he can just be a menace in his next 2-3, maybe 4 fights. I mean, I think it'd be hard not to give him a title shot, dude. Because the guy right now, he's just ravaging that division.
Yeah, he's walking. He's definitely got to step up in competition. They got to give him some top guys.
They have to.
Him and Bo Nickel, both. And Brendan Allen. Give Brendan Allen a title shot, bro. He's done enough. Give him the title shot right now.
I think the best thing to do for Brendan Allen, or the best hope for Brendan Allen to get a title shot in the near future, you need to see Israel Adesanya go out and beat Dricus. And the reason I say that is because all these other guys have already had their shots that are ahead of Brendan Allen right now. The guys ahead of Brendan Allen are what? I think it's Whitaker, Strickland, Costa, Dricus, obviously, and Izzy. That's your 5 guys ahead of him. The other 4 guys not named Izzy have lost to Izzy, except Dricus and Brendan Allen. Those are your only 2 guys that have yet to fight Izzy. So the best chance that he has of getting a shot, in my opinion, is Izzy wins against Dricus, and then he gets the chance against Izzy because that's a guy Izzy hasn't seen yet.
Yeah.
Either that,
for sure.
or you give Strickland, if he beats Costa, you give Strickland the shot against Izzy again.
I don't know. He's beat some top guys. I want to see an exciting fight out of him. I'm ready to see him hoist that belt.
It's hard to schedule him with anybody though. Like the only guy you can schedule for Brendan Allen right now is a guy that's lower than him.
No, I understand.
Because you got Strickland fighting Costa. That's the 2 versus 3, I believe. You got Izzy versus Dricus.
Whitaker.
And Whitaker's going to be fighting Hamzat.
Which is some BS to me. Like, Brendan, just because Hamzat has hype, everybody talks about Hamzat. Brendan Allen, he's really going under the radar in the middleweight division. Everybody's talking about Hamzat this, Hamzat that. Brendan Allen has a more impressive resume, in my opinion. I think it's very disrespectful. He's higher ranked. I think that he should definitely be fighting Robert Whitaker. I think that would have been more fair, but people want to see Hamzat, and that's what makes the world goes around. Everybody has different opinions, but
in my opinion, though, I think it was best for Brendan Allen to fight Curtis again.
Yeah.
And I think it's best that Hamzat gets a shot against a guy like Robert Whitaker. And the reason being, we've seen Hamzat be on a tear, bro. He's 13-0 in his career. 13-0. He hasn't lost yet. He also hasn't fought one of those super high-end guys. So the best option that you could do is give him either Brendan Allen or Robert Whitaker. And Brendan Allen had just fought.
Yeah, Brendan
so clearly
Allen.
That wouldn't work out.
But he's gonna
and so
be
you
good.
have to do the Whitaker Hamzat fight because everybody wants to see he's 13-0. if he can go in there and beat the number 5 middleweight that held the belt for a moment,
No, I understand.
you know, that would reasonably make the hype realistic
Yeah.
at that point. If you give Khamzat this shot and he goes in there and just walks Whitaker for 5 rounds or TKOs him or submits him. Because, I mean, from what I've seen watching quite a few Khamzat fights, I watched a YouTube video the other day. Man, I wish I knew the name of the channel, bro, because I don't want to get it wrong, but I am going to shout out the name of the video. It was every Khamzat Chimaev fight explained, and it was showing, like, what little bit of clips and footage he was able to get from each fight. It was showing that and just showing, like, how the fight went. After watching that, man, like, I don't know if Robert Whitaker is that good or not. Robert Whitaker's good. I don't know if Robert Whitaker's as good or not, rather.
But if you
Because
watch Brendan
Khamzat's
Allen,
like-
dude, guys that have great ground and pounds, like even though you might not like Colby Covington, even though you might think those guys are poor, and guys with great ground and pound games, they run the UFC. That great ground and pound can run the UFC. So I don't understand why Brendan Allen's not a boring fighter, though, by the way.
No.
He doesn't really even shoot for takedowns. He uses his punches to get takedowns. He knocks you down, and he doesn't go for the finish. He lands a couple to the head, and then boom, slips you into the rear naked choke. He's the Charles Oliveira of the middleweight division. I don't think he gets the hype he deserves. But y'all guys will see very soon. He will hold the belt regardless of when. He's going to get that title shot soon, and he's going to come through.
We'll see. Only time will tell. I'll tell you this right now, though. If he's able to hold the belt in the middleweight division, I think anybody right now that's able to hold the belt in the middleweight division is almost automatically in GOAT conversation.
Middleweight division's kind of stacked
because
right
that
now.
like we're talking. Khamzat Chimaev is 13-0, and he's the number 13
Bo
ranked fighter,
Nickel-
dude.
Bo Nickel unranked.
is not ranked, and he's like 5 or 6-0, and every single fight he's had has been on a main card. And let me say this, Bo Nickel, I'm freaking sorry, brother. I apologize. You deserve to be on that main card for 300. That fight was awesome. Like, I enjoyed
definitely.
watching that. It was worth putting that on the pay-per-view. Dana, you did not mess up. 300 did not disappoint. I don't think I even mentioned that during the 300 recap episode that we did.
No, I don't believe
but
that.
I had to let that out right there. But I mean, dude, like I was saying, like the middleweight division is just absolutely stacked. Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy, bro. Hey,
Oh, we're going to get some airtime today.
dude, she always
Yeah.
wants on the mics every time. Like right when we're about to be wrapping
Hey,
up.
look, she's a part outside the octagon, man.
You want something to say?
She is spoken.
She has. Look, she gave everybody out there a little puppy
But
kiss.
she times it out good. She usually doesn't come on till the end of the episode. She's almost our outro at this point.
right.
Nala
I mean,
speaking into the mic is the outro, man.
she does a great job. But you know what? Nala, I appreciate you coming over and taking the stage and letting us know it's time to wrap up. You're the greatest dog I've ever had. Such a sweet little
Yes,
puppy.
man.
Such a sweet little puppy.
Wholesome
Like, look at
moments.
this. Look at this dog, man. Look at this dog. Can you even believe this thing exists, bro? But no. Jude, as always, my brother, I appreciate you being here. Great episode. I think we covered all we had to cover today. Next week, next episode we're going to drop is a big one. The next time you hear from us, you'll be hearing from us with a guest again, and we're going to have Miranda Maverick come on for the next episode we drop.
And-
So stay tuned. That's going to be a very exciting episode. And her next fight is against Tracy Cortez.
You know who I'm rooting for. But with that being said, so I just had a complete brain fart. But oh yeah, so we have some absolutely great guests. I apologize for that. I had stuff planned in my head, couldn't get the words out my mouth, but we have some great giveaways planned, some great guest fighters coming on. Get us to 500 followers, 500 subscribers, and we will be giving away a copy of the Undisputed Game. Be on the lookout for our Instagram page on how to win that. And we appreciate all you guys listening. We're going to make it, I trust.
Trust the process, bro.
Trust it.
Trust the process.
I can feel it.
Jude, yet again, bro, I appreciate you being here. Outside the Octagon, episode 6. That is a wrap. Right about now, you should be seeing right there where Jude's sitting at. It should pop up. If you click that little bubble right there, you'll be able to subscribe to our podcast. If you click the video that should pop up right above my head right there, you should be able to get a direct link to be able to watch our most recent video. If you could just please give us a little thumbs up, leave a comment, tell us what you thought about the video, leave that thumbs up, and just click the subscribe button, man. I would really appreciate it. It goes a very long way. And like I said, I mean, we're going to get back to the community as soon as we reach that goal number of 500 right now. And from that point, the giveaways are going to get bigger. The episodes are going to get bigger. And all there is, the only way from here, like we've said at the end of every episode, the only way from here is up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the 6th episode of the Outside the Octagon podcast. If you're listening, we love you. We hope you have a blessed one.